because imagine being in your genre, in your sub-niche, whatever it is. Imagine being in your lane. Imagine being one of the very top of your lane. That to the point where if they don't take you for the role, there's not 3 black actresses that they can say are bigger than you that we're gonna give this to. Imagine you being at that point and have to humble yourself and say, they're not paying me, y'all.
50 Cent and Katt Williams have teamed up to expose Oprah's sinister plan to ruin Taraji's life. And it seems like these guys are willing to put their necks on the line for the truth. As y'all know, Oprah and Taraji have been at odds over comments Taraji made during the press run for The Color Purple. Among other things, Taraji talked about how poorly she was treated on set, how she had to fight tooth and nail for everything, and how Oprah basically ignored her and the other women on set. This made several other actors stand up for Taraji and demand that black actresses be treated better in Hollywood. However, of all the people who spoke up, 50 Cent and Katt Williams are the ones who are standing on business because they are not just trying to expose Oprah. They are also saying they will not allow any of Oprah's plans to sabotage Taraji's career to succeed. But what exactly did 50 and Katt say about this whole Oprah and Taraji business? Is Oprah really trying to ruin Taraji's life? Check this out. Taraji and Oprah have had it out for each other for a while now because, according to Taraji, Oprah did not treat her fairly while working on The Color Purple. When The Color Purple hype started, it seemed like the dream collaboration because it had big studios like Amblin Entertainment, Quincy Jones Productions, SGS Pictures, and Domain Entertainment sponsoring it, with producers like Oprah, Steven Spielberg, Scott Sanders, and Quincy Jones, and a dream cast featuring some of the most talented actors and actresses of our time. Everyone expected it to be a hit, but most importantly, no one would have thought that the acting crew would be treated in any manner short of pampering. But to our greatest shock, Taraji spilled the tea on how she was treated from the beginning to the end of filming, and it was not funny at all. First, she was offered a very low pay that an actress of her status shouldn't even be considering. After fighting for her pay, she still had to drive herself to set every day in a rental car. She told the New York Times, "They gave us rental cars, and I was like, I can't drive myself to set in Atlanta. This is insurance liability. It's dangerous. Now they robbing people. What do I look like taking myself to work by myself in a rental car?" So I was like, can I get a driver or security to take me? I'm not asking for the moon. They're like, well, if we do it for you, we got to do it for everybody. We'll do it for everybody. It's stuff like that, stuff I shouldn't have to fight for. I was on the set of Empire fighting for trailers that wasn't infested with bugs. So it wasn't that they didn't know they ought to pay for drivers and cars to transport the actors to work. They were trying to cut costs because they didn't want to spend all that money getting proper drivers and security for the cast, which is insane. After all, the movie had a budget of $100 million. And in case you're wondering, what's the big deal? Why can't they just drive themselves? First, they're celebrities, which means they will likely attract a crowd, and that poses security risks for them. Also, they sometimes spend up to 12-14 hours filming, and imagine how exhausted they must be after clocking in for a full day. Now they have to think about driving on top of that? Nah, that's not cool. But that's not even the worst part, because Danielle Brooks also revealed the actors didn't have their own dressing rooms and they didn't have food on set. Child, they had these guys on set fighting for survival. Now, allegedly, the studio started blaming Taraji for derailing their promotion efforts for the movie. One insider told Media Takeout, executives blame Taraji Henson for derailing the promotional efforts of the film, using it as a selfish opportunity to change her personal narrative as an aging and underpaid actress. Oprah was reportedly super annoyed at this, and she started taking it out on Taraji. Things apparently got so bad that Taraji couldn't even hide her feelings when she had to take pictures with Oprah when they encountered some fans. Fans pointed out that Taraji's body language showed how much tension was between her and Oprah, with Taraji looking like she was struggling to hold back tears. All of this made the experience not so exciting for Taraji, and she said this was how she had always been treated on the set of other movies. The worst part is she couldn't even protest because they would just have someone else replace her. When Katt was asked to comment on this on Club Shay Shay, he said it was heartbreaking that Taraji had to go through this despite her status and achievements in the industry.
Taraji P. Henson got extremely emotional the other day. She was giving an interview.
Yes.
And saying that they're vastly underpaid. It's the math is not mathing. They get X amount of dollars by the time Uncle Sam get his cut, by the time the agency get their cut, and what you see they were supposed to get is a fraction of that. Where do you come down on that, Katt?
It was the saddest thing ever, because imagine Imagine being in your genre, in your sub-niche, whatever it is. Imagine being in your lane. Imagine being one of the very top of your lane. That to the point where if they don't take you for the role, there's not 3 black actresses that they can say are bigger than you that we're gonna give this to. Imagine you being at that point and have to humble yourself and say, they're not paying me, y'all.
Now, when it comes to Katt Williams, he has had it out for Oprah for a long time because he believes she is a handler for Hollywood. According to him, she is being paid by the Hollywood powers that be to keep black artists in line. One of the incidents that Katt has pointed out is when Oprah tried to make Dave Chappelle look stupid on her show when he told her that he walked away from $50 million. The thing is, Oprah's show used to be the place black artists went to promote anything they had going on: books, music, movies, shows, anything. So you would expect that Oprah's show would be a safe space for black artists. But sometimes that wasn't the case, like that Dave Chappelle episode where she tried to make him seem crazy for walking away from $50 million. This was even after she had told him that the reason why he walked away from that amount of money was so he could protect his integrity and values. Oprah kept asking if he ever considered himself crazy for walking away from that sum of money, and people quickly pointed out how weird that was. According to Katt, people like Oprah and her ilk didn't like people like him and Dave Chappelle because they weren't afraid to call it as it is, and when they did call out people like Oprah, they got beaten down and punched in the face. Another instance of Oprah using her platform to bring black artists down was when Ludacris went to her show to promote the movie Crash. The session was going well until Oprah suddenly shifted gears and started asking Ludacris about his music, saying she didn't like his music because he used profanities. Ludacris was taken aback by Oprah's comment because he wasn't expecting to be interrogated about his music when he was there to promote a movie, but he still gathered himself and put Oprah in her place. And wouldn't you know it, when the episode aired, Oprah had cut out the part where Ludacris responded, so it looked like he just sat there and took everything Oprah dished out. Speaking of music, Oprah also did the same thing with 50 Cent. She didn't even allow Fifth to come on her show because she didn't like his use of violence in his music, and she felt his music was misogynistic. Mind you, at the time, Fifth was coming from a very rough upbringing and trying to leave that life and make something of himself. But that didn't matter to Oprah. Because of that incident, 50 started beefing with Oprah, and over the years, he has been pointing out ways in which Oprah is a sellout. According to 50, Oprah steals from black actors by damaging their reputations and careers while pandering to her white friends and white audience. So 50 has always been aware of Oprah's shenanigans, and he never fails to call it out. He was also one of the first to support Monique publicly after Oprah hung her out to dry. When Monique was featured in Oprah's movie Precious, Oprah wanted her to do another round of unpaid press tours to promote the movie. However, Monique preferred to spend that time at home with her husband and kids instead of being out there doing unpaid work. Because of that, Oprah started spreading news that Monique was difficult to work with. And when word gets out that an actor is difficult to work with, they stop getting jobs because nobody wants to work with them. On top of that, Oprah even allegedly encouraged other people like Steve Harvey, Lee Daniels, and Tyler Perry to blackball Monique. But the one person Oprah couldn't get to dance to her tune was 50 Cent, who offered Monique a lifeline instead of blackballing her like the rest of the industry did. First, he called Tyler Perry privately to confront him about blackballing Monique. 50 then launched a campaign on Instagram to help Monique revive her career. In one post, he said, "I gotta get Monique back in pocket. We only supposed to cancel stuff that ain't good for the culture. We need you to win again now, Monique." Then he promoted her comedy career in another post, saying, "I went to see Monique's stand-up show during Super Bowl weekend. Was so good she had me in a trance. You gotta go check her out." Finally, he walked the talk by putting Monique in his hit series, Black Mafia Family. So, you know when 50 is not all bark and no bite. If he says he will support someone, he goes all out for that person. Since this drama between Taraji and Oprah started, 50 has rushed to Taraji's defense against all the haters and naysayers. According to 50 Cent, Oprah is now trying to do the same thing to Taraji that she did to Monique back then, and everyone needs to wake up and see the pattern. He then made a series of posts supporting Taraji and asking her to come and work with him. To show how serious he was, in one of his posts, he reminded Taraji of how he supported Mary J. Blige on her road to becoming one of the highest paid actresses of her time. Mary J. Blige played the role of Monet in 50 Cent's hit series Power, and she reportedly got paid $400,000 per episode. In his post, 50 said, "Someone called me today thinking I was playing about working with Taraji, till I told them what I made stars pay Mary J. Blige to be on Ghost. I ain't out here effing around." 50 is ready to make good on his promise not to allow history to repeat itself with Taraji, and it's great to see. Also, fans seem to be with Taraji on this because one person said, "If Taraji doesn't work again, we will boycott everything Oprah is promoting." Then this person said, "I'm with you, Taraji, no matter what anybody says. Right is right. No more to black women being treated like dirt. Hell no." But now I want to know what you guys think about Oprah allegedly trying to ruin Taraji's life. Leave a comment down below and check out this next video.